Hey guys, back with another video, and I was tagged by the Comic Figgy blog in one of his recent videos, which I will probably put a link down in the description, asking me what makes a toy fun. An interesting question, one that can have multiple descriptions or whatnot, or different definitions depending on the person. I think a couple months ago, I think it was a few months ago, I did what makes an action figure good, and this is what makes an action figure fun. Obviously, there's personal bias going to be in this. It's hard to take this objectively because it really depends on person to person, but I'll give you what I consider to be a good action figure. And the general rules of thumb for me is good articulation and a decent amount of either good accessories or a decent amount of accessories. I really hate when figures don't come with the accessories they should come with, and it just allows for more playability, display options, and whatnot. So yeah, in terms of like displaying my figures, I like displaying my figures, but I also like posing them. I also like having figures on my desk. Well, one, because I don't have room anywhere else, but two, I like having just random figures on my desk just so if I'm doing something on the computer or whatever and I can fumble around with a figure for a little while, I like doing that. But in front of you, I just have a coalition of just some figures that in my collection that I currently have with me that I consider fun. Some of the figures I really like that are fun for me. And I'll explain why. Like you have Black Adam here, which is a relatively recent pickup, like a month ago or something. It's a good figure, and I think one of the things for me that makes a figure fun too is when you get a decent action figure of a character you really like, the figure is a lot funner for you. If you get a figure that's good and it's maybe fun for other people, but you don't like the character, not too invest in the character personally, then the figure won't be as fun for you. I also like figures that photograph well, or figures that I find I'm photographing a lot will probably be figures that I find really fun. Um, you know, I haven't photographed this one too much just because I've been lazy, but I really like this Black Adam figure. The sculpt's really good, articulation's pretty good. I really like the extra hands he comes with, especially these lightning effect hands. I just wish that he was bigger, but you know, this is a really fun figure for me. It's a really fun figure. Let's throw him off the side there. And then we got some other figures here, like we got the Voyager Optimus Prime. This is a figure I wasn't even going to get initially, but I heard good things about it, so I picked it up. And I'm not... Michael Bay Optimus Prime's not my favorite version of Optimus. He's a pretty cool version, honestly. I can't deny it, but it's not my favorite, design or anything, especially the Age of Extinction Last Night design. 100% isn't my favorite version of Optimus, but this figure is just a really good toy, It's a great transformation. Both modes are really good. Articulation is really great on this guy. The accessories are cool. It's just a really fun figure. You can do a lot with it, pose him around, display him, do whatever you want with him, photographs nicely. It's just a really fun figure, even if it is from the Michael Bay movies. And a Michael Bay Transformer style toy. It's a really good one. Move him off the side there. I just got some other ones. I guess we go over here to sort of the 6-inch. Marvel Legends, Black Series. Black Series wise, this Gree, I really like this Gree a lot. Again, he has really good articulation, gets some pretty good pose on him. I love the look of him, and he has a lot of accessories. He got both two blasters and the binoculars. Just comes with everything he needs pretty much. And again, another really fun figure. And again, like Darth Vader there, again, it's just maybe is a little lighter on the accessories, but he doesn't really need to come with a ton of stuff. And it's a really good looking figure, but articulation is really great on him. It's just a fantastic Darth Vader figure, and it's really fun to pose around and photograph and whatnot, which makes him a fun figure. And then Marvel Legends, I really like this Hela figure. She comes with what she needs to come with, I think. Articulation is pretty good. She's an absolute blast to photograph, and it's just another really fun figure because of that. And then Deadpool, it's just one of my favorite figures just because articulation's really good, sculpt's really great, paint apps are decent, And he comes with a ton of accessories, man. You can do so much. It comes with so much accessories and with so much articulation. There's so many different posability, play options with this figure. It's just, if you can get it for the retail, it's just such a good investment of money for this figure. You can get so much enjoyment out of this guy, which I think makes him probably one of the funnest figures I own. It's just so good. And moving in here, we got the Select Carnage. And Selects usually are the opposite of fun. They're usually good figures, but not fun figures, because they're usually, not as articulated. They look really good, but you pretty much just put them on display and that's it. This Carnage figure is the exception, though. It is a really good looking figure, and not only that, really fun, because he has pretty much Marvel Legends articulation, or he's pretty close to Marvel Legends articulation. So you can get him in a bunch of poses. And he comes with a ton of stuff. He comes with a bunch of extra tendrils and whatever. You can pour it on him wherever you want. Comes with alternate weapon hands. Like you got the blade hand, you got like the scythe looking hand, and you got the two hands with the blades kind of. That's awesome. And you got the alternate heads. Just so much you can do with the figure, which makes it really fun to play around with, photograph, do whatever with. It's such a cool and awesome and fun figure. Then we got Six Shot over here. Which is another more recent pickup. Picked him up in like the last month or two or something like that. Maybe the last 2 months, can't remember. But this is just probably one of my favorite, it's definitely one of my favorite Transformers in my collection. It's just one of my favorite pickups that I've gotten this year. It's just so good. Robot mode's really good, articulation's pretty good. The Headmaster gimmick's not dumb on this figure. I actually like it on this figure for the most part. And even if you don't like the Headmaster gimmick, you can do all of his transformations without removing the heads. You can put the head in and never have to worry about the Headmaster thing again. But it doesn't bother me personally. He comes with the guns, and he has the 6 alt modes, which just adds so much playability. He has 6 different modes you can transform into. All of them are pretty decent, pretty good, or at least decent at the very least. So it's just an awesome engineering of a figure. And to make him look so accurate to like the comics and whatever, without any extra kibble and still being able to get those transformations off is just so cool. And I absolutely love this figure. So much you can do with it. And the last one I have here is the Play Arts Kai Rorschach. Very easily my favorite figure in my collection, or my second favorite at the very least. Really close. It is a premium sort of figure, and it is good just for displaying. I'm not going to lie. But aside from just the sculpt being great, articulation is pretty good for the most part. It's a little finicky. You can't get everything you want out of it. But he still has great articulation, and he comes with just such a ton of extra accessories and different parts. He comes with a bunch of alternate hands. He comes with a bunch of accessories like his grapple gun, even the flame in the can for when he's getting arrested by the cops, and he has even the rose and whatnot, which is really cool. Comes with alternate heads, so you can have different versions of the mask on him, which is sweet. The hat's removable. So much you can do with this figure, and it's so fun, again, to photograph and to pose around. Just so cool. And I absolutely love it. And that's kind of what defines a fun toy for me. Just stuff like that. That's really, you can photograph, fun to pose around and play around with and fool around with the accessories and all that. Just fun. That's a fun factor for me. And in terms of figures that aren't overly fun, I don't know. I mean, over here, obviously we have Funko Pops. They're not really action figures, but they are so kind of toys. There's not really, nothing much you can do with them. You kind of put them there, you can bobble them if they're baubles, and that's like it. They're kind of fun to photograph sometimes, but there's not much you can do with them. They're kind of just decorations for the most part. And then you got like figures like, I've got the, I can barely see them because of the light there, so I apologize for that. But I got my Watchmen figures, and they're okay. They're good display pieces, but that's pretty much it. They're just pretty much good for display pieces. They're not overly fun because of the articulation. Just nothing you can really do with them. Yeah, and some Black Series figures, I'm not going to really get in depth. There's a lot of Black Series figures that I didn't show that I think are really fun figures, like Thrawn and stuff are really fun. There's other ones that are good that aren't really fun. Like there's the Luke, which is a good figure. I like how it looks, but he's not fun at all because you can't do like anything with it. Aside from having him stand there for the most part. I don't actually really like the Ahsoka's good, but it's not fun because it's just really annoying to pose it. Stuff like that. And then over here, like the Marvel Legends, I considered putting the Hulk as fun, but he can be kind of a pain to pose around, and he's kind of big and bulky and whatnot. And then some of the Marvel Legends, they're good. but you know, it's sort of hindered articulation. There's not much to them or whatever. It's right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and I guess the Fallout power armor. I really like that figure a lot because I think it looks really good and it's kind of fun to photograph. But there's not much you can do with them. Their articulation's decent, but it's not great. He only comes with a laser rifle, so there's not a whole lot you can do with it. So that's also too. But yeah, that's kind of my response there to that video tag. So thanks to Comic Figure Blog for tagging me in that. It's pretty cool. I haven't done tag videos in a while. So it's kind of refreshing and cool to see that again. Hopefully maybe more of those happen. I guess I should tag some people. So I'm going to tag Plastic Therapy. If you're watching this, I'll tag you to do a video what you think makes a fun figure. And Star Wars fan Tommy, if you're watching this, I'll tag you too. And then anyone else who wants to do it. If you want to do a comment down below to say what makes the figure fun, or if you want to do a video response, keep it going. Tag some more people and whatnot. Let's keep this going. That would be cool, and I'm interested in seeing all your guys' responses. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you all later. May the Force be with you.